Hello, this is Saninga J here, giving you a review on Papermate's InkJoy pens. I was blessed enough to receive these pens for free from Smiley360. Thank you so much for always blessing me with such incredible missions. I just wanted to do a review just to tell you about my experience with the InkJoy pens by Papermate. I'm a big pen person. My husband says I am a little obsessed when it comes to like office supplies type stuff, especially pens. But I'm very particular on the type of pens that I like to write with. They have to be comfortable, they have to write smooth, they have to be bold, and they have to last a very long time. Especially if they have a pen top, because as much as I try to keep the pen tops for my pens, let's just say people use my pens. If they come back, they never come back with a pen top. So, and a lot of times some pens run out very fast and dry out when you don't have a pen top. So those are a lot of important qualities I look for a pen. I don't mind spending what some of the people say a lot for a pen if I know if it's a quality pen. For example, one of my favorite type of pens, they start with an R, ends with a P. If you're familiar with buying a whole bunch of pens, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've used them since high school. They're absolutely amazing. They're comfortable. They have a rubber tip at the end, and they write forever. My husband's favorite pens, which are really good pens and they're on the inexpensive side, start with the B and end with the C. And you guys know what I'm talking about because they even make lighters, I believe. Those are also really good inexpensive pens. He loves those pens. He never complains about them. He says they last. And personally, he informed me that he's not a big fan of Papermate because he says they're kind of watery. And I can know exactly where he's coming from, because one thing I've noticed by using the Papermate InkJoy pens is that they're very light. They're not very bold and strong. Sometimes when you're writing, especially when you're initially writing with them or not been writing for a while, it takes a while for the ink to flow, and then you may get that one spot that's a little darker and the rest is kind of light. So you have to be careful on what color paper you're writing on. Now you probably say, like, isn't paper white? Yes, but I like to do arts and crafts all the time. I like to write notes, write letters, and do all that on all different types of stationery and colors and textures. So when I'm having a pen, it's very important of the quality and how it writes and how the ink and how bold it is. And I notice for particular colors, for the InkJoy, they're not as dark, they're not as bold. So the darker the color, you get a better look for the color on the pen. But if it's a light color, for example, like this green, this orange, and then this green, it could be very light. And if you're a type of person that has a problem with your eyesight, depending on the color ink, you may have an issue with these because it's really not that bold and it's really not that strong. And I can show you for myself. I'm going to take a little piece of paper and I can show you how bold or strong it is. Like, for instance, this is the orange. It's kind of light, but I'm going to just write a word. I literally wrote word on here, and you can see that it's a little light. It's not that bold. It's not that dark at all. And here's the green. And it's light, it's not that dark, but it may be perfect for everybody else. But like I said, I have a particular preference because I know how I want my ink to look and my words and things to flow when it's on paper. One thing I do like about it has the little rubber end. It holds very good on your fingertips. You don't have to worry about getting a little callousy thing on there, so it does a really good thing about that. I like that it's a push, so you don't have to worry about your pen tops being lost at all. And it has little clips. I don't know if anybody really uses pocket protectors anymore, why you would need a clip, but hey, it's something as part of the pen that they have here. I actually got an assortment from 360. It came in like 6 to 8 colors. I can't remember exactly, but these are all the colors that we came with the package. I'm assuming, like I said, We do a lot of writing. I homeschool. I check papers. I take this to work. I keep all my pens in my little zebra pencil pouch to work all the time. So, you know how pens go. You can never keep up with them. They're like socks. You enjoy what I'm having because they're not going to stick around that long. And I'm surprised I still have these many as right now. The interesting thing that I have noticed about these InkJoys is that the beginning of the pen, right here at the end, they all have this little plasticky little bubble on the top. Now, when I first used this pen and I took it out the package, I just took it out, went like this and started writing. But I noticed something like cracked what I was writing and it was stuck. And every single one of them had these on top. So I'm assuming this is to keep them fresh and to for a brand new pen, like basically like a little temporary cap on there, keep it from drying out all the time and messing up. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So if you get that and you want to know what it is, it's not a dried up piece of bubble of ink at the end, which I thought it was at the end. It's just a little protection that they have on there. InkJet makes all different types of pens. I also grab these 100 RTs. I love assortment of colors. I write in so many different colors. It all depends on my mood. Like I said, I'm always writing notes. I am checking papers. I am doing arts and crafts. I'm writing, you know, memos all over the house. And sometimes I just like to choose a different color. And so that's something I really like about Papermate. They are inexpensive. So which is really cool as well, because when you're constantly losing pens, you don't want to spend a lot of money because it just becomes an aggravation and then an extra expense. So I really enjoy that they're not expensive and they're easy to find. Everybody sells them. Also because, like I mentioned, I'm a homeschool mom and I'm always, you know, checking my son's assignments and such. I saw that they had, this is not part of the RT series, but I just want to mention that they also have like this marker type pen. It's called the Papermate Flare. It has a little spongy top. You've probably seen them, you know, on your teacher's desk. I may say it's really not that bold. And sometimes when I'm writing, it feels like if it's going out of ink. It's very light. And I notice the more that I write with it, I'm checking, and I don't do it that often, it fades out even more. So depending on as I'm writing, the more ink flow it is. So the initial writing, it's not that bold, it's not that smooth. It actually takes like a couple times for it seems like for the ink to liquefy, to move. Almost kind of reminds you of like a car engine. If you don't use it enough, the oils are stuck and the car has to warm up for it to flow and work properly. And that's what I kind of figure, you know, with the Papermate. But I like the fact that they're just easy to use. They have an array of different colors. They have the different models from the 300 RT, the 550 RT, all of them different, but they all vary with different assortment of colors, and they basically the only difference of them is their grip and how they feel. Some of them have more of a silver design, but like I said, they all come in from purple, green, orange, and blue, all those different colors. And some of them just look more, a little bit more professional look than the others. And the costs go up, so the assortment box is not as many as the inexpensive sophomore assortment. So it all depends on your preference. I really haven't found any of them to be more phenomenal than the other besides the design. But I think they're definitely perfect if you have a child in the house who loves to write. I know little girls love to write. This is the perfect thing to get them because they can write all day long. They can experiment with colors. You're not spending a whole bunch of money, and it's not a messy pen. Because I know a lot of times pens can get really sticky and messy, and it could be a huge nuisance. And I use them for everything. Like right here, I'll just show you. This is me using the pen on blue paper. Like I said, I like to write on different color paper all the time, especially for my son's assignment, so he can differentiate his assignment sheet of telling him what he needs to do versus his actual assignments. And as you can see, you know, it's just it drags a little bit. You notice the red right here gets really light. It's not as dark as the black is, and that was me pressing really, really hard. It could be the fact that it's on a blue paper, but like I mentioned before, the more you use it, the better it flows, but sometimes it just gets very thin. And it's not that dark. As you can see right here, you see how darker that gets right here. And this is the marker right here, the marker writing. And this is the pen writing down here. So sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's not. And I'm just always, you know, using their pens. I absolutely enjoy it all the time. And this is just me, you know, writing. You know, I'm always writing. I know in the day and age, people don't write as much. You're always in the computer, but I'm a huge writer. So having a pen is very important to me. But like I mentioned, if you like something bold, if you like something that's strong, maybe Papermate may not be the best thing for you. But if you like light colors, if you just want a hint of colors, it may be perfect for you. And this is just my notepad that I'm constantly writing random notes, memos for myself, lists, to-do lists. As you see, I have some of the red on here. I have some purple on here, some blue. The blue, as you see, the purple, like I mentioned, the dark colors are more prominent. They're more bolder. When you get to lighter colors like the blue, they kind of fade out. This is one of my favorite colors to use just because who uses a brown pen? But Papermate has a brown pen and it's just something different. It kind of looks kind of a greenish olive, not really brown, but you can see right here that the ink color may not be true to the actual packaging. Let me see something else. Some blue. Here's the blue right here. I actually love this blue, but you have to be careful because like I said, as you're writing it lightens up and it's not as dark as it was before. And this is me having to press hard. I don't know if the cameraman can get the indentions of the paper, but you can actually see how hard I really had to press to show the boldness of the colors. But I am really enjoying the colors and writing in my notebook because it really definitely stands out to get my attention, which I really needed to do. And that's all I have to say about the Papermate InkJoy 300 RT, 100 RT, 550 RT series. Once again, I want to thank Smiley 360 for giving me the opportunity to do this mission. I've definitely enjoyed it. I know my son has had a ball with these pens, finding every single reason in the world to use the different colors. And when you have a kid who likes to write, this is definitely the one thing to go. But I really enjoy it. It's definitely something to try. And just leave me a note, leave me a comment, ask me some questions, give me some recommendations about it. You know, tell me how you feel. And that's all I have to say. And I hope this review helps you in your future purchase. Bye-bye.